One scene, one decision. So disturbing it cast a shadow over the entire trilogy. It started as a story about power, but somewhere along the way, it crossed a line. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Kenna, blonde, human, angry. She's the only normal in a world where powers decide your worth. In her world, you're either born super or you're born invisible. Supers can fly, bend metal, manipulate minds. Normals, they get pushed to the sidelines and sometimes off cliffs, metaphorically, and not so metaphorically. Kenna's mom died in what was called a super conflict. Translation, collateral damage. Her dad disappeared shortly after, probably buried in some secret file labeled classified. Now, Kenna lives with fake guardians and even faker smiles, forced to pretend she's fine while walking school hallways that feel more like war zones. And the supers? They look at her like she's a bug someone forgot to squash. One girl once glamored her into eating her own homework. Another made her trip in front of the entire cafeteria with her mind. Humiliation by telekinesis, classic Tuesday. But Kenna doesn't cry. She plans. She's angry, sharp, and quietly terrifying. Her motto, I may be powerless, but I've got grit, sarcasm, and enough childhood trauma to fuel a rebellion. Then everything changes. She's kidnapped, not by street thugs or shadowy figures, by an organized group. High-tech, silent, scary, efficient. They sedate her, bag her, and when she wakes up, she's somewhere else. Not a cell, not a lab, a fortress. Hidden in the mountains, guarded by supers. They call it the facility. Everyone here has powers. Everyone has secrets. And none of them like humans. So why is Kenna, powerless, ordinary Kenna, here? And who is the guy watching her from the shadows, smirking like he knows every mistake she's ever made? He's dangerous. He's gorgeous. And he's going to ruin everything. She thought she had nothing. No powers, no place, no purpose. But maybe what she doesn't have is exactly why they need her, and exactly what could destroy them all. Welcome to the facility. It looks like a boarding school, smells like a bunker, and operates like a boot camp for the emotionally unstable and supernaturally gifted. It's where the government trains supers to fight for peace, while secretly preparing them for war. No one gets in unless they're lethal, loyal, or a liability worth monitoring. And guess what? Kenna's all three. She's assigned to a squad made up of walking red flags. Draven, the brooding leader with a voice like gravel and secrets darker than his wardrobe. Oz, the wild card who probably has explosives hidden in his boots. And Ember, who greets new people with a blade and a warning glare. Kenna? She doesn't belong. She doesn't have powers. No glowing eyes, no fancy lightning tricks, just anger issues, sarcasm, and, oh yeah, a rare immunity to every supernatural ability in the building. Which, of course, makes her the most dangerous person in the room. The others don't know what to do with her. She's not a soldier. Not yet. But the higher-ups have plans. She's not there by accident. She's an experiment. A weapon they didn't create, but now want to control. They say she's useful, but what they really mean is disposable. And the worst part? For the first time in her life, Kenna feels needed, not wanted, not respected, just used. That gnawing feeling in her gut? That's not fear, it's recognition. She's not part of the team, she's a tool. And tools, when they stop being useful, get discarded. Just when she starts to believe she might belong, she hears something she wasn't supposed to. A plan, quiet, calculated, and it doesn't end with her walking out alive. Plot twist, Kenna's mother, who supposedly died in a tragic, meaningless accident, wasn't just another civilian. She was a super. Not just part of the system, she helped build it. Suddenly, everything Kenna thought she knew about her past collapses like a house of morally gray cards. So does that mean Kenna has powers too? Maybe, maybe not. Depends who's lying today. And everyone seems to be. Enter Project Monarch, a classified government program where supers aren't born, they're made through injections, through manipulation, through absolute disregard for human autonomy. It's where science meets horror and calls it progress. And guess what? Kenna's mom was involved. When she confronts Draven, hoping for honesty, all she gets is deflection and silence. His body language says, "I'm trying to protect you." His choices say, "I already decided for you." Kenna's done playing nice. She's also having blackouts, head-splitting migraines, strange moments where time slows down and voices echo twice. It's not just stress. It's something inside her, and it's waking up. She remembers the needle, the injection from the lab, the one they said was just a booster. Spoiler, it wasn't. Before we continue with this video, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, so I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue. And now people are dying, and Kenna might be the reason why. And just when you think Kenna couldn't be pulled any deeper, the story takes a turn. The one moment that made readers furious, heartbroken, and ready to cancel the entire series? It's coming. And no one's walking away clean. One scene, one choice, one irreversible betrayal. Kenna is captured. Again. But this time, there's no daring rescue, no whispered promises. There's only silence. And a plan that doesn't include her consent. While unconscious, Draven, her supposed ally, her maybe love interest, deliberately puts her in harm's way. His logic? Her immunity makes her the perfect decoy. She's the only one who might survive the mission. Might. He doesn't ask. He doesn't explain. He doesn't even hesitate. When Kenna wakes up surrounded by danger, she never agreed to face. The truth hits harder than any blow. She wasn't rescued. She was used. And not by an enemy, but by the one person she almost trusted. This isn't a noble sacrifice. This is weaponized affection. It's emotional sleight of hand. I hurt you because I care. Sound familiar? To readers, it didn't feel clever. It felt cruel. The fandom erupted. Some applauded the complexity. Others saw it clearly for what it was. Exploitation wrapped in romance. Many called it a narrative betrayal, one that shook the foundation of the trilogy's moral compass. Because breaking a character's trust is one thing. Breaking the reader's? That's harder to repair. And Kenna's pain isn't just hers anymore, it becomes ours. Her betrayal feels intimate, personal. Like we were the ones left unconscious, thrown into a battlefield without warning, then expected to understand. And in that moment, the question stopped being what will happen next. It became, do we even want to keep reading? She survives. Barely. But what's left of her, of who she was, is gone. And someone darker takes her place. Kenna stops asking questions. She's done searching for truth wrapped in lies. Now, she takes what she needs and doesn't apologize for it. The girl who once begged for peace now moves like a storm. Labs go up in flames. Evidence disappears. Allies become tools. Trust becomes leverage. She's not reacting anymore. She's planning. Because trauma doesn't dissolve. It mutates. It hardens. It learns. Draven tries to speak, maybe to explain, maybe to beg, but the damage is already fossilized in her ribs. Kenna laughs, not out of cruelty, but from exhaustion. Because what's left to say when the person who broke you wants to hold the pieces? And then they kiss. It's not soft, it's not sweet, it's rage, regret, obsession, a crash between fire and frostbite. And honestly, you're not sure if it's a love story or the start of a collapse. Meanwhile, her powers begin to stir beneath her skin. They don't hum, they snarl. Electricity flickers in her veins. Her heartbeat stutters like a loaded weapon. She's not becoming powerful. She's becoming unpredictable. Whatever they put in her, it worked, but not how they wanted. Kenna's no longer the variable. She's the threat. She's not chasing revenge anymore. That was personal. This is bigger. Now she wants control over the system, over the supers, over herself. And that's what should scare them most. The facility collapses, both physically and politically. Explosions tear through concrete walls, secrets flood the airwaves, and what was once hidden is now on every screen in the world. Project Monarch is no longer a myth. It's proof. Proof that supers were engineered, manipulated, controlled. The public reaction? Instant chaos. Some demand justice. They want every super disarmed, contained, erased. Others, they want in. They see power not as a threat, but as a right. And suddenly, the world splits down the middle. Fear versus desire. Revolution versus evolution. And Kenna? Everyone wants her to lead. They call her the survivor, the anomaly, the perfect bridge between worlds. She could be the face of reform, the voice of unity. She doesn't care. She doesn't want to unify anyone. She wants the freedom to choose her path without being labeled savior or threat. So when it comes time to pick a side, she picks her own. No speeches, no victory pose, just Kenna, walking barefoot through the ashes of the system she helped burn down. The ending? It's not clean. It's not heroic. It's not even really an ending. It's a quiet exit. A woman in control, and not a single apology in sight. So, should Powerless get canceled? For that scene? Maybe. For the way it twisted loyalty, trauma, and love into one hot mess? Honestly, that's what made it unforgettable. Messy, dangerous, addictive, and maybe that's the real power. Let me know in the comments. Would you cancel it, or are you already rereading it in secret? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.